Hi, YouTube land. We're waiting on our live from Facebook. There we go. Hi, Facebook. We are live today, and we are going to talk a little bit more about Show Casa Love and Child's Place Casa. As we had said before, we're working on trying to get an endowment. Today, well, let's just get started. Let me push this like this, and that like that. There we go. All right. There we go. We want to first start off by thanking Lyle's Auto. They are our sponsor for today. And basically what happens is that anything you donate today will be matched by Lyle's Auto. So if you donate today, and you're going to go to the website was on the screen and will be on again, go.rallyup.com/showcasalove2026 and donate, and Lyle's will match that donation. So yay! Again, not only does it get to an endowment, which will be forever, but Lyle's will help even make it bigger. Thank you, Lyle's. And of course, the address is in Follinsby. We're going to work on our endowment. Our goal is $1.2 million. With a withdrawal of a conservative amount of 5%. That will make 8%, 25% of our budget, assuming 8% profit. And that's roughly $60,000 a year, give or take, which allows us to hire another volunteer coordinator, which means we could have even more volunteers. Where do you fit in? How does this affect you? Well, you can become a volunteer. And many people have asked, what does it take to be a volunteer? Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. So come tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be our volunteer day. But basically, you need to be 21. You need to be able to pass a background check. You need to have 3 references. And then you have a training to go to. And every step of the way, you're surrounded by a team. So it's not like you're on your own trying to figure out what to do. We're always here for you. And of course, I just talked about all of that. The length of a case is usually 1 to 2 years. And we're asking that you volunteer, that you commit to volunteering for that whole length of the case. And then it's 10 to 15 hours per month, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your case. It's typically more hours in the beginning when the child is first coming into care and we're trying to find out what's going on. And then it gets to be a little bit less towards the end of the case as they're starting to find permanency. Where else can you fit? Well, you could become a board member. A lot of people cannot do the volunteering because they get too attached emotionally, like myself. So we become board members instead. What does it take? Well, we meet every other month for 2 to 3 hours. We also have a retreat in August that everybody spends one night overnight, and we spend the whole day just brainstorming and strategizing and figuring out what we're going to do for the year. As a working board, we are responsible to create strategies and assist in the implementation of them. And by strategies, I mean, where's the money going to come from? Where are the volunteers going to come from? How are we going to let everybody know there's more going on at the Child's Place Casa? If you don't want to do either of those two, you can always join the Angel Roll. The Angel Roll is a 5-year commitment to an annual amount, and you could pay that annual amount annually. You could pay it monthly. You could pay it daily. It's up to you. The cherub is the lowest level, and everybody who has $0 to $49 per year becomes a cherub. And basically, that's almost advocacy for a child for a whole month. Real close to. A seraphim is anyone who pays between $50 and $249 per year. And that really adds up to about a month's worth of all the utilities combined. You could also be an archangel, and that's about $250 to $499 per year. And that really is $1 or $2 for each child we are currently serving. Right now, we are currently serving, I'm not up to date because it changes daily, sometimes hourly, but we're around the 250 mark right now. You could be an angel, and that's 500 to almost 1,000. And that pays for a volunteer to be recruited, background checked, trained, and supervised. So by volunteering as an angel, you really are sponsoring one of the volunteers. Or you can be a guardian angel, and that's $1,000 or more per year. That's advocating for a child for the whole year and then some. So if you want to join any of those, just contact us. I'll show you at the end where you can get a hold of us. How else can you help out? Well, you can raise an awareness. Of course, we want you to like, share, and comment because that works the algorithm magic and lets us be put out to more people than just those that are always on our Facebook page. You can talk to your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues. You can ask for us to come in and be a speaker. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Or you can host a fundraiser for us, and we'll talk more about that too. Workplace giving means checking out to see if your employer matches funds, which will multiply the impact of what you're giving. Or you can even just go around and talk to your fellow employees and say, hey, let's all get together and donate X amount of dollars. Let's say we all give $100 and there are 5 of us, that's $20 a piece. That goes into the endowment fund, and then we are able to use that for ever and ever. It multiplies the impact of your giving. NIP credits is another way where you might be able to not only help us, but us help you. NIP credits, what is that? Well, if you live in or work in West Virginia, you can use the Neighborhood Investment Program, and they are tax credits for your donation. So basically, if you donate $500, you get credit for $1,000. We have a limited amount of those, so you need to contact us now so that you can get that credit. You can call Rhonda at 304-737-4444 or email childsplacecasa@comcast.net. How else can you help? Well, you do Kroger Rewards. This is no cost to you at all. Kroger gives a percentage of your purchase to a Child's Place Casa. In order to get it, you must go to the website. You must log in, and you must connect your account to this reward number, VV721. But you can just Google, you could search on that website for Child's Place Casa, and it will come up. But again, it's no cost to you. You're already shopping at Kroger. You might as well just hook it up and be able to give to Casa without any effort. We also talk about leaving a legacy. This is a planned gift mentioned in your will. There are several other ways of doing it. You can have an insurance policy that you get out in the name of Casa as the beneficiary. If you have a living trust, you can include them in part of the living trust. Or at your funeral, you could request that in lieu of flowers, they send a donation. And we've had people do that too, and that's really awesome. That's a neat way to be remembered. You can host your own fundraiser for Casa. And it could be your church group, your school group, your family, any group that you belong to. And there's a lot of fun ideas to do a fundraiser. A bake sale would be a fun way. A trivia night, if that's your thing. And I have a blankathon. Some people do a walkathon. Some people like a bikeathon, a hikeathon, a jump ropeathon. Hey, you could even do a Harry Potter movie-a-thon and have people pledge for each hour that you watch Harry Potter that they will give $1, kind of a thing. We've had people do garage sales for Child's Place Casa. A dress down day at work or school. You pay $1, you get dress down day. Maybe at work it's $10, but then all that money gets collected and you donate that. You could maybe do a dinner party or a other type of party that just, maybe you're going to do a Halloween party this year. and you say, okay, everybody's invited. Here's what I want you to bring. I want you to bring $10 for a Child's Place Casa. A hobby challenge. Let's say you're doing, let's say you do knitting. You can have a group of people all get together and do a knit-a-thon, or just, maybe everybody's going to make whatever they make with the knitting, and then we're going to get together at I forget what they're called now. A market show. No, what is that called? Anyway, get together and sell them, and then donate the profit to a Child's Place Casa. God, I can't believe I can't remember that. There's our email. In case you, I've said trivia night. That's also another one. If you need more ideas of what can you do, what would be fun for you, contact me on my email, and we'll discuss some ideas that might fit for you or your group or your family. That might be something that really can become an annual thing for you guys, an annual fun thing. Anyway, so if you need ideas, email me, please. Where else can you fit in? We're also looking for in-kind donations. Now, the in-kind donations do not go towards the endowment, because the in-kind donation means a donation of things, not money. What things are we looking for? Paper is always needed. Two-sided blank paper is fabulous, but if your company or your home uses one side of the paper and then throws it out, how about you don't throw it out, you save that one-sided paper, and you bring it down to CASA. Although CASA believes in using the technology of the computers, they don't always think that it's flawless, and they always print everything off. And maybe nobody will ever read what they print off, but they want a paper copy, so if something should happen that they need it. There have been times when CASA has been asked by other team members, hey, do you have a copy of the case record of a child from 2005? And CASA actually had a paper copy of it. We're always looking for postage. Gas cards we give to our volunteers, because sometimes the foster home or the kinship home, the relative home that they're in, that the child's placed in, it's not close by. It's one thing if they're in Steubenville or they're in Weirton, but it's quite another if they're down in Morgantown or maybe they're out in Columbus. So when we have them, we give gas cards to our volunteers. Otherwise, the volunteers pay for that all out of their own pocket. We are looking for electric repair. We have some of it done, but some of it not done. So if you happen to be an electrician or know an electrician, it'd be great if you could get them in touch with us. Gift cards, especially for the older kids. Walmart, Apple, Google, all of those things work really well. And then, of course, we need some plumbing repair, too. The building we have is mostly put together in that it's functioning, but it's not finished, and we'd really love to get it finished. So if that's something you can do, carpentry will be another one where if that's something you do, please contact us. We could absolutely use your help. Where else can you fit in? You can invite us to speak. Now, who wants us to speak? Well, sometimes churches are looking for somebody to come in and explain to their prayer group or their women's group something. Civic groups like the Kiwanis and the, now they just slipped my mind. But the civic groups, I know the women's group, of Steubenville, I forget what it really is called now. My brain is just fried today for some reason. Anyway, they just broke up. So if you belong to a women's group, if you belong to a school, even just your business, invite us to come down and speak and talk. We'll talk to any groups that you like. It's not a push to get money, just so you understand. It's more about explaining to people what we do. And as they see the value of what a Child's Place Casa does, we don't even have to ask for the money. They're happy to help. You can also find out more about what CASA does. you can go to YouTube. We have all of the show Casa Loves from the past years all still on YouTube. And we try to make it entertaining and tell you some information, sometimes different information. So go there and check it out and see more in depth of some of the things that we do. If you're watching this on Facebook, you already know about this, but if you're watching it on YouTube, we do have an active Facebook account. We put out a lot of the things that we're doing and what's going on our Facebook account, so follow that. We have a website. It's a little bit in need of updating, but I'm told it's getting worked on. And of course, you can always email Child Place Casa. There's no just Child's Place Casa at Comcast.net. And if you want to donate now, and remember, Lyle's Auto is going to double your amount. So you can go to go.rallyup.com/show-casa-love-2026. And I know that I have it listed with CASA in capital letters. That is not the important part. You do not need to make that capital letters. Either way, it'll work. All right. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit about how corporations can help and how you can get your business involved with helping a Child's Place Casa. And then on Friday, I'm very excited. We're supposed to have some volunteers join us, either in person or on Zoom. And we will talk to them about what it takes to be a volunteer and really what they're getting out of it. Because as much as the children depend on having a volunteer, the volunteers get paid back in smiles, in knowing that they've done good, and those kind of things. So let's talk to them and see what it's like to be a volunteer. And that will be Friday. And then, of course, on Saturday, we're going to announce our Casa's Valentine of the Year. So join us then.